Okay, what is up, chat and YouTube? This is the second ever now vintage Octagon. So Lotus Box is holding these 8-player single elimination tournaments. First place gets $100 and entry into another one. Second place gets either $20 or entry into another event. Uh, if you recall, or if maybe you don't, the very first vintage Octagon I actually won with Vintage Humans, which was caught a couple people by surprise, but I expected a really heavy blue metagame based on the 8 players that I saw in the first event. This event is a little bit going to be a little bit more varied, I think. I was expecting some shops, couple blue pilots. I don't know if anyone expected to put me on Dredge. I think everyone might have been. My hope is that people went light on Dredge hate because the probability that one of the players in the 8-player group is going to be on Dredge is usually fairly low, unless you, of course, you notice that they are some kind of Dredge expert or something. So, my plan is to be a Dredge fake up being a Dredge expert tonight. And we're going to just hope that that is good enough. Like I said to chat before, I'm not very good at Dredge. I'm always learning. It's not a deck that I play with a very large amount of consistency or a large amount of play a large amount, I guess. So what I did was I took Wizard 2000's last list. Wizard 2000 is a Eternal Weekend champion, pretty well-known Dredge player at this point. I took their last list and I made a few edits based on Jerry's last winning list. I put a couple extra vigors in the main because I wanted to be able to play against, I think, at least two. I think there should be 2 shops opponents. I haven't looked at the other list from the tournament, so I'm not sure if 2 shops opponents ended up happening or not. We'll have to see if it comes true. But besides that, this is a pretty stock creeping chill list. I don't think there's anything crazy going on in here that you wouldn't see in a normal Dredge list. So. No, this event has 8 players. I can bring it up right now. This event is going to be 8 players, and it's going to be PO. I think this is 4-color Deathrite Shaman, Rug, Golos. 4-color. This is Jund, I believe. This looks like Jeskai. And this should be another Golos player. So I correctly predicted 2 Golos. I was not expecting Jund, obviously. I'm hoping to not play against Jund if possible. But then a Jeskai is a pretty good matchup, and there's a Rug and a 4-color. So not a bad place to be playing Dredge. Ooh, it's 4-color. This is Managorger Hydra PO. Very nice, very nice. So a nice spread here. Got a bunch of different blue decks and a couple shops decks. So a pretty good selection of the decks across the metagame. No Bant Archon is something to note, and no Hold Breacher decks or anything like that. Okay, chat. This is now the top 8, the first round of the. That's a good hand. The first round of the Lotus Box Octagon, the second vintage Lotus Box Octagon. We're here playing some Dredge. We're playing against Golos stacks, a very standard Golos stacks list. Bunch of Sorcerer's Spyglasses and Wastelands and things like that. Our starting hand is great. We've got a Bazaar. We've got a Force of Vigor. Basically all you could really ask for. Going to be a tough one because I don't think this matchup is very good. But I was kind of hoping for the Shops players to be on a more aggressive version of Shops than the true Golos control version. So. Let's see what we got for turn 1. If they start with a Sphere, obviously it's the worst for us because we won't be able to Vigor. Crucible is not a big deal, though. Don't care about a Crucible too much. Kind of sounds like they have a Wasteland, so we need to put as much Dredgers in our graveyard as possible. Let's see. Should we just go Imp, Fringe? Could just go Imp, Thug. I'm not 100% sure how important it is to put a Bridge and a Therapy into my yard. I do think we're going to lose our Bazaar. So maybe it's important to just go put like a bridge in our yard. I can't imagine that that's the case though. I feel like having enough dredgers to. I mean, we're dredging 10. We should hit more dredgers on dredge 10. So maybe it's fine. Let's go with Bazaar. I'm not 100% sure this is correct, so let's find out together. Yeah, our opponent does play main deck Tabernacle. It's going to be a really tough match, for sure. I assume they're going to start with a Wasteland, though. Yeah, like I said, sometimes you metagame well, and sometimes you don't. And this time, it does certainly looks like I did not choose a great deck for this 7-player metagame. The Human's choice was fantastic, but this Dredge choice looks a little sus. I just didn't think there was any Dredge players of the 7 players that were in the tournament besides me. I thought it looked like there were 0 Dredge players, so I assumed everyone might go lighter on their Dredge. Oh my god. Yeah, I got Bajuka bogged. Okay. What deck should I have chosen? Hard to say. we just got stone cold Bajuka bogged on turn 2. No follow-up play. Okay, interesting. Kind of interesting. Bant? I think the Bant deck is pretty overrated. Alright, well, upkeep Bazaar. Second Bazaar? That's a rip. Alright, so Thug, Shell, and Shell. Dredging Thug. Return a Narcomoeba. Dredge. Dredge. Ooh. Oh, what am I therapying? Can't therapy a Wasteland, obviously. They don't have a Sphere. I feel like it's just if they would have played a Golos if they had a Golos, I feel like they would have played almost any card in their deck if they had it, right? Harn the Great Creator is probably the only card they could have had that they could cast on this turn, so I think that's what I'm just going to name. If they had a Golos, they would have snap played it. There's no way they would have not played the Golos. Alright, so they just have nothing. They have a Ghost Quarter and a Null Rod. Okay, so if I hit these two, does that really help me here? Not bad. Even if they Ghost Quarter 1 Bazaar, we're pretty deep already. Okay, we absolutely stole that one, I feel like. I don't know how I felt about Bajuka Bog over Ghost Quarter. It was an interesting choice. Alright, how do I sideboard versus this deck? Time to figure out. Alright, I think we definitely want this. Opponent is going to bring in even more hate. They're bringing in 4 Leyline of the Void. And maybe like a Wormcoil Engine. Or 4 Leyline of the Void, 2 Grafdigger's Cage, and an Ensnaring Bridge. And two defense grids. That is so many things. What does this do for us? This protects us from Bog, but nothing else. So probably not very good. I don't know if I agree, chat. I don't know if I agree. I don't think traps are super bad. I have no idea how to sideboard though, so Feel like something like this, maybe. This is like my first instinct. I don't think traps are bad per se. They're not fantastic by any means, but this seems okay to me. Vigor is going to be a very high priority with 4 ley lines coming in. I kind of think this is where I'd like to go. Yeah, I mean, I did main deck a lot of the cards that were good against shops because I expected 2 shops players, though I didn't expect 2 Golos players, to be fair. I kind of expected 2 Ravager players, which is the big miscalculation that I made so far. I think I'm going to do this. I think I got pretty bailed out by that second Bazaar draw. This is a draw, too. Holy moly. Yeah. All right. Might not be good enough, to be perfectly honest. If they go turn 1 Spyglass. All right. Ghost Quarter Leyline. Not unreasonable, but we have that pretty well matched. Yeah, I think we're putting both of these into play and just hoping for no Tabernacle. I'd love a green card as well. I don't have a basic, but all right, we didn't hit a green card. I cut a lot of therapies and still hit a lot of therapies here, huh? I'm gonna leave a Narcomoeba in case we draw Force off the top. I think I'm gonna leave both my Dredgers as well. All right, we're kind of all in on double hollow one, I think. I think we have a choice. We really wanted to hit a green card so that we could have killed this ley line, but this is a good sign. This means there's no workshop. This means there's no tabernacle. The opponent's kept some medium hands. That's not a very good draw. Our best draw is Force of Will and green cards, right? Gauge. Snake on 1, sure. Yeah, no, they have no lands. Okay. I mean, they're still dead unless they have another snake. And we get there. Dredge is such a dumb deck. Holy crap. Nice ley line. I got hollow ones. All right. Hollow one is completely unreasonable, you know? Hollow one is just unreasonable. Okay, chat. We're here. We are in round 2, also known as the semifinals of the Lotus Box Octagon. We're playing Dredge and we're paired up against Jeskai. A very good matchup for us. Pretty heavy favorite in game 1, and it's still pretty okay post board. We have another opening 7 where we just snap keep. Let's do it. It kind of was an incredible run to get to the semis. We did hit force blue card here. I actually think that's pretty reasonable. I'm gonna put down a Stinkweed, an Icarid, and a Thug. No. Alright, they have force back. Go off, fam. Upkeep. Icarid. Activate. Thinkweed Imp. Thinkweed Imp. Pitch. 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 Put this into play. He's into play. Put this into play. Dredge Stinkweed Imp. Put this into play. Did I hit any Cabal therapies? No. Doesn't matter. Their game is over. Alright, so post board, opponent has 2 Needle, 2 Trap, 1 Lantern, 2 Extraction. 2 Needle, 2 Trap, 1 Lantern, 2 Extraction. 7? That's it? No Containment Priests. They do have Lavinias, but you can't kill Lavinia with Sickening Shoal anyways. So, wait. So, they just have... Needle is the only Force of Vigor target. They do have... At least they're diversified, so it's kind of awkward for me to bring in, like... They have no Tabernacles either. Jeez. I don't have to bring in Wastelands. I mean, I don't even think Mind Break Traps are good. We could bring in some Sanctities, I guess, and maybe another Vigor. I don't really know. None of this really matters very much. Theoretically, we could bring in a Surgical Extraction, but maybe that's... These Noxious Revivals are not very good if our opponent is not killing our Bazaar, right? So maybe we bring in Surgicals. Maybe it's fine to have Noxious and green count. The cards just don't tend to matter very much. The opponent did, like, you know, I can't... I have to keep Vigors in because they have Needle. I have to keep in... You know, it doesn't really help me. I don't know if these ley lines are even worth it, right? I'm stopping just Ravenous Trap. And, like, Lightning Bolt, I guess. I don't think it's worth it to bring in, like, Sickening Shoal versus Dreadhorde Arcanist. It doesn't really seem like an avenue to fight on. Is Leyline of Sanctity even better than Leyline of the Void, is a question. I think it's probably fine. I'm gonna go with this. Maybe we'll choose to play Leyline of the Void in post-board game 3. I'm not 100% sure. This looks fine, though. They do have Fragmentize for Leylines, which is something to note, I guess. If they bring that in. I don't know if they would bring that in. Obviously, this hand has to get put back. They kept their 7, so that's good for them. Hand gets put back. Hand gets kept. 2 cards on the bottom. Powder and Icarid. And I have double Bazaar, double Hollow one. So that's pretty good. Definitely think that's that. Alright. Yeah, I do have to dodge Needle, but I think that's okay. I guess I'm gonna put Chill Thug into the yard. See if this gets forced. Alright. 2 hollow ones it is. Yeah, 1 swords. Let's see. They have a DAC for the other one? Is there even DACs in my opponent's deck? Yeah, 2 DAC fade-ins. Okay, Merchant for Ancestral. I should be able to upkeep Dredge here, right? Dredge, pitch, keep Bazaar. They could have Rav Trap, but I don't really think it's worth playing around that very hard. Dredge. Hmm. Dredge. Kill you. Yeah, I think that from this situation, we just go all in. If we get trapped right now, we just draw and we have another Bazaar. And then next turn, we can go all in again. Yeah, hitting Grave Troll here is not great because I think opponent has a Ravenous Trap. So we're going to lose a ton of Dredgers. So we did get trapped here. We lose a bunch of Dredgers, but we still have a lot of action in our deck. That card's garbage. I mean, I don't think I would have played that any differently to play around traps. So they do have an Ancestral. Probably activate this Bazaar on their turn. I guess it wouldn't really matter. No, I don't want to activate it until the end step because of like a Lantern, maybe. I don't really think it matters. Yeah, they have an Ancestral. They go to 7. Let's just yield until next end step. We're going to try to dredge our whole deck again on this turn. So if they don't draw their second Rav Trap, it's pretty bad for them. Or they could put like a Needle. I guess I shouldn't yield in case they drew a Needle right away, right? If it's a Dak Fade and steal my hollow one. Oh, it's a Dread Horde. Okay. That does flashback swords. I hit a Dredger. It's good. Why does it feel like they have their second Rav Trap? I guess they can't Rav Trap me at this point. But they're going to Surgical Extraction my Imp, maybe? If they Surgical Extraction my Imp, I just activate again. So it's not very good. I guess that's fair. If I had drawn exactly Narcomoeba Prized Amalgam, I just didn't think it was like super The problem with doing it on their end of second main is that they can play like a Soul Guide Lantern after. So there's like positives and negatives to that, Shadow. I didn't really see it as very imperative. It looks like to me they have a Surgical Extraction. I'm just going to respond to the Surgical Extraction by dredging the Stinkweed Imp with my other Bazaar. Yeah. That's a no-go for my opponent right there. That's a pretty big fuck up. Yeah, if they'd done an end step, it would have been pretty good. I mean, we're all already all in, right? So might as well go all in, all in. All right, so first things first, we attack with this hollow one. And then we have to see what we want to therapy and how much we want to therapy. I have 3 therapies. I have only 1 bridge at the moment. I think we definitely start by therapying a Narcomoeba and hitting... The hell would I even hit, though? I guess I would just start with Force of Will and see what they have. I don't think they have anything. They did have Force of Will. They also had Time Walk and Dreadhorde Arcanist. So I definitely want to take this Time Walk. They have an Ancestral off of this Dreadhorde. I definitely want to take this Time Walk. I just don't know if I want to take the second Arcanist as well. And what am I sacking at that point? Am I just losing a zombie? I think it's not actually very good. My first instinct is I'm just gonna let the second Dreadhorde resolve. Or let the second Dreadhorde stay and keep a therapy in my yard. Alright. F6. They get to cast Preordain and then Ancestral. It's interesting to cast Preordain first here. I guess if they cast Ancestral, I can double block, so it's pretty good. I don't think they'll even... I guess they could just Swords the Hollow one. See what happens here. They're going for Ancestral Recall. We can't really get blown out here, so it's pretty good for us. We have to make sure that we only lose one bridge. I think that's fine. We have like very lethal on the table, so... And they lost their Time Walk already. So I don't really know how they get out of this, actually. I don't think you're allowed to Ancestral there. You kind of think you have to Swords. I don't know. I don't think they can get out of this. It kind of seems like it's a little too late. I think they actually lost the game from the Surgical Misplay. If they had actually Surgicaled correctly on their end step, they might have won. They Surgicaled in response to my Bazaar activation, but I had a second Bazaar to respond to their Surgicals. We'll take those. Continue the undefeated streak in the Octagon. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We'll just keep farming these Octagons. That'll be my new job. I think the Rav was fine. Chat, you guys think the Rav trap they shot off was fine? I thought it was fine. I thought the Rav trap was fine. Yeah, they're like a little light on sideboard hate. I think typically you play like 3 more Dredge hate, like a couple containment, like a containment priest at the very least. Tabernacle, like probably a containment priest and a tabernacle, but they might have just taken some of the hate out of the sideboard because they didn't expect to play against Dredge in this tournament, which I don't think is unreasonable. Like if you look at the other players in this tournament, I expect none of them to play Dredge. From what I know about the other 7 players, I would say none of them play any Dredge. So I think it's actually like a pretty big mind game for the 8-player events, right? Last one, I actually cut a bunch of Dredge hate, and then I had to play against Yama on Dredge. Like, you really only are ever going to get 1 Dredge pilot max in one of these events, so... I kind of agree with that statement as well, Kazin. If you're gonna play Jeskai and skim on Dredge hate, then I think you should skim on all of the Dredge hate, because your Jeskai is like the deck in the format that plays 10 pieces of Dredge hate because that's your bad matchup, right? If you're not gonna play 10 pieces of Dredge hate, then you might as well just play like none. Like you can play Pithing Needle that has multiple uses, right? But that's not true, Log. There is a point where the amount of Dredge hate is good enough to win you some percentage of games as Jeskai versus Dredge. So I think the number is 10. That's my personal recommendation. But yeah. Okay, here we are in the finals of our second Octagon in a row. 2 for 2. We're playing against Amir, who is a very powerful wizard. He is playing a Rug Arcanist list. So the main things we need to worry about in game 1 are 1 Strip Mine, 2 Wasteland. Pretty much the big ones. I guess Dak Fade and Steel's Hollow ones is something to recognize. And then post board, 2 Surgical, 3 Ravenous Trap. And that's kind of it, actually. So a very winnable match, and we metagamed pretty well for this. So let's see if we can't bring one home. We won the die roll again. Sweet. Yes. Bizarre. Keep. Just love to see it, chat. Yeah, we're the bad guys today. I thought the metagame would look something like 4 blue, 2 Ravager shops, and 1 other. And it ended up being 5 blue and 2 Golos stacks. We lucked out against Golos stacks in round 1. And then we just got to play against Jeskai in round 2. So here we're playing against Rug, and we're in a good spot. The only thing I really changed for the shops in the main was Noxious Revivals and more Noxious Revivals and more Force of Vigors. So I don't really care about Wasteland. I care about Noxious Revival to bring back my Bazaar. Alright, activate. We drew a Force. Very nice. I'm going to pitch all of my good cards here. Hold open Force. Hold open Revival for a Wasteland. Actually, will be pretty good for us if we get Wastelanded. We should be able to beat that. No Wasteland here. Black Lotus. Opponent is on 1 Flusterstorm. I'm interested in forcing this Black Lotus. And the reason is, if they were to Flusterstorm and counter it, then even if the Black Lotus resolves, they can't play an Oko or a Dak off it. That might be greedy, but it kind of seems good. It's tough, though. They only have 1 Flusterstorm in their deck. The thing is, we only get to counter 1 business spell in this game anyways. I actually think it's closer than you guys are giving it credit for. Like, now they have Pyroblast up. They have 3 Pyroblasts. This was bad. I wanted to counter this Lotus. Oh, well. Yeah, I should have listened to my instinct here and should have just countered the Lotus. Big misplay on my part. Yeah, I misplayed this. I should have just listened to my instinct. Okay, we just have to not cast spells and power through. Hopefully they don't have like an ancestral follow-up. I just felt like it was correct to we missed on Dredgers there. We're probably not even going to be able to bring back this Icarid because we need our Dredger. Not good. Not good. Let me stop. I guess there's no reason to stop and draw step. Let me just stop just in case something happens. Need more Dredgers. I missed on Dredgers, but I hit a second Bazaar. Huh. I wonder if we're supposed to cast now. I don't think I'm going to. Might cast on their end step and get a second Bazaar. We could lose this game. We dredged pretty poorly. Opponent had a powerful Lotus draw. This is a losable game for sure. I actually think we might just lose because I didn't force the Lotus. I was so I just thought it was right, but I couldn't convince myself. No land drop? Or do you have like a wasteland post? No land drop. Alright, I'm gonna end of turn put the bazaar on top, I think. I don't know if I'm racing this thing. Alright, they have a force. That's gonna make this thing a 4/4. We might lose this game by we're gonna lose this game, I think. Looks pretty bad. Trigger, activate. I do think I'm supposed to bring back this one. I don't even know if that's viable though. If I bring back this one and then I miss, it's really bad for me. I think I'm still supposed to bring it back though. I really need this to hit some more dredgers. I missed. I can therapy myself though. It's just really bad because it gives them an additional. It's really not good for the home team here. I think I'm supposed to therapy myself to get rid of this. Oh, shit. Yeah, we did not hit any dredgers in this game. I think we're going to lose. Hmm. We take 5 and go to 10. We kind of need our dredges just to be really strong. If we get wastelanded too. Chose not to shuffle. All right. They took a fetch. It's good that we didn't get wastelanded, but it just is no good. Kind of need to hit a bunch of creeping chill. It's winnable. It's winnable. It's definitely winnable. I need this dredge to be good though. Dredge, come on, come on, come on. I hit no dredgers again. This Icarid has to eat the other Icarid. This needs to. I need some help. I hit a stinkweed imp. All right, let's think about this for a second. I attack for 5. They go to 11. If I let the Icarid just die, I get 3 blockers. They would have to have 9 bolts. They would have to have a bolt. If I were to therapy, I don't think I'm supposed to cast therapy here. I think I'm just supposed to let the Icarid die. I really need them not to have time walk. Lightning bolt's pretty bad as well. Time walk. Gush. I think we're not in a good spot here. I dredged very poorly, right? I needed to hit creeping chills and I needed to hit dredgers and I hit neither. So if they time walk, it's 8. I block 6. I take 2 and I lose. Yeah, it's true. No wasteland. Okay, that's not time walk. Okay. This is still a winnable game. This is still a winnable game. This is one of the closest game ones I've had with Dredge in a very long time. They have to attack, right? Well, they need one more spell to get this to lethal. I'm blocking with one. Oh, they can't. They're not. They're not even. Okay. All right. All right. Activate Stinkweed Imp. Golgari Thug. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Wow. Oh. I can't believe we won that game. That's crazy. That's wild. Wow. Okay. All right. So opponent's bringing in 2 surgicals, 3 Rav traps, and that's it. They had cut an additional piece of graveyard hate to bring an extra Mindbreak trap into their 75, so that's good for us. So this matchup doesn't change very much post board, except for we want to play around surgical and Rav trap. 3 Rav traps means I'm definitely bringing in Leyline. No Tabernacles means I don't even think I want Strip Mine Wasteland. Actually don't even need Force of Vigor, right? Because they have no needles. How does there no needles in a mirror deck? I've never seen a mirror leave home with no needles. Okay, weird. What do we want to do then? We want to leyline them. It's Dreadhorde Arcanist, Ren and 6. I don't really like Shoal very much. I don't really care about their creatures. My Break Trap's not very good though. They have nothing. They have just nothing. I think I'd rather just play 4 Leyline. Maybe they're bringing in Nature's Claims. Just bring in like some Leylines. Joel can kill a Hydra, sure. But I don't really think that's the game plan. I think it's more likely they only have 1 Hydra in their deck. It's more likely that Leyline stopping like a Dreadhorde Arcanist is more important. I think Leyline's better than like a Shoal. Kind of weird. I kind of think I just want 1 Leyline. That's what I'm thinking. I definitely want both my Sanctities. Okay. I elect to keep. Amir's on 5. I mean, this hand is one of the more susceptible hands to Ravenous Trap. So there is like some downside, but for the most part, you got to be pretty happy. Having drawn 2 Narcomoebas in a chill is not ideal, but having 2 Bazaars is obviously worth it. They chose not to shuffle. We drew a forest, which is nice. Kind of just want to see like Hollow 1 and some Dredgers here. All right. So how do I want to do this? I think I just want to pitch the 3 good cards. We have protection from a Rav Trap or a Surgical with a Force. So I think it makes the most sense to go for the highest play. Interesting no shuffle on Ponder. I wonder what they found. No Wasteland again. It's good for us. Yeah, Time Walk is fine. I think it's more important to be countering a Wrap Trap than to be, like, tempoing with a Time Walk. It could mean that they, like, have a Wasteland. I think that would be pretty greedy of them, though. I mean, they could find a Wasteland off this Preordain, but I don't think it's too bad if we get Wastelanded with another Bazaar in our hand. So, if we do get Wastelanded, I don't think we Dredge. Maybe we would Dredge. I might upkeep dredging here. I have a Force. I think I'm going to. Um, yeah, I'm just going in. I have a Force of Will. I don't have it. Haven't hit any narc. I hit a Narcomoeba, but that's really really good. I'm gonna save one of these shells in case something happens. See if they have Wrap Trap. They don't have Wrap Trap or Surgical there, which is so good for us. We're definitely gonna Therapy. And then what am I even gonna name? They don't even have Tabernacle. This should just be game. Um, None of their cards are really good. I think I'm just gonna name Force of Will. Hit the Force of Will. They had Claim Oko Ren. All right, yeah, this game's very over. No need to Therapy any of those. Don't care. Yeah, this game's very over. I have it all. I just had it all. Opponent had no chance. Just keep shipping me these 7-card hands. What are they gonna do? Undefeated in double octagons? Sure. You got it. Right in 6 resolves. Can we win on this turn? I guess not. I don't have any Icarids. There's my Icarids. I just want to draw another Force of Will. Did I have Creeping Chills left to hit? I have 1 Creeping Chill left to hit. Should we just try to hit it? Didn't hit it. I could have hit it if I maybe had not done not done what I did, but okay. If I had not taken a draw step for no reason, I expect a fetch or a ping here. They can gain 4 life off this. Yes. Beautiful. And there you go. Back-to-back Octagon champion. Never lose. Did we lose a game tonight? I don't remember losing a game. Damn. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Dredge is Dredge, and it does Dredge things. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Asphalt, for the gifted sub to Ollie. Powerful wizards, both of you. Damn. Okay. And we get to enter the next one too. So no, that's it. We just won the finals. It was an eight player single elimination. Yeah. We will be stopping after this. I actually probably need to get back and do more work. I left off in not a great spot, so unfortunately. Yo, Thorn, 4 months. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you everyone for subbing. Appreciate that. Damn. Oh, and there you have it. I like these octagons. They're fun. They're fast. You get a couple matches of magic in. It was admittedly not very hard, no, Joe. We kind of high rolled the crap out of this tournament, I think. I think we didn't mulligan very much. We kept a lot of hands. They were all very good. Our opponents didn't draw anything that mattered. It was we kind of just we did the winning thing. So we are now 6-0 in Octagon matches back to back, champion, and we didn't even drop a game tonight. So I like these 8-player metagames. They're fun. They're fun. So if anyone is new here, my name is Justin. I'm actually level 1. I stream Vintage Magic: The Gathering. If that sounds like something that interests you, please follow the stream and subscribe on YouTube. Both of those are free actions that help me grow the channel and help more people see Vintage, which is the ultimate goal. If you want to learn Vintage, there's tons of good resources on that YouTube channel that we just talked about, and as well as on the Discord. Discord link also be in chat. There's a ton of Vintage players in the Discord who are willing to help you learn how to get into Vintage, figure out a deck that works for you based on other formats. Vintage is super affordable on Magic Online right now. A Vintage deck is typically going to cost 1/3 of the only viable Modern deck. So, Vintage is a great place to be, and this channel is a great place to learn it. Let's think about this. My normal streams are Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern for the Mythic Society weekly event, and 1 p.m. Saturday for the Vintage Challenge. I don't believe there will be a stream tomorrow night, so the next stream will be 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturday for the Vintage Challenge, and then the next stream following that would likely be Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on 90s MTG. So if you're not already following twitch.tv/90s MTG, do follow that channel, because I will probably be guest commentating on that stream for some paper Vintage, which is always crazy. So yeah, hopefully if you liked watching what we just watched, you will come by on Saturday for the challenge. I think we're going to play this in the challenge. So if you're interested in a almost mono blue, I guess it's a blue-black control, a standstill deck. I guess it's almost a tempo deck, because you are playing Delvers, kind of. This deck, if this kind of deck interests you, I think we're going to play this for the challenge. I'm pretty happy with where it's at. I'm XO in another league, so I've 4-1 the last 3 or 4 leagues with this deck. I think it's pretty strong, actually. As long as you dodge the evil Dredge players, you're going to be okay. So if you're interested in seeing this deck right now, there is a video already up on the YouTube channel from last night's Mythic Society Weekly. I will link that in chat as well. Shut up, Justin. All right. So I think that's all from me tonight. I'm going to send you guys over to some other stream that's doing Eternal Magic. And then oh, actually, I'm gonna definitely send you over to Ryan. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the one. So go say hi to Winged Hussar for me. Hopefully they will. What are they up to? They look like they're doing something degenerate. So go say hi to Ryan for me, and hopefully everyone will come back on Saturday at 1 p.m. And have a great night, a great rest of your week.